The shock of the microscopic world. Walking into the Pocket Museum is like being illuminated by a miniature light and entering another dimension. Those carefully scaled down buildings, street scenes and characters silently tell their stories in the glass cabinets. What impressed me most was the three-story Victorian building. Through the slightly open windows, you can see the oil painting above the fireplace in the living room, the unused tea set on the dining table, and even the half-opened leather-bound book in the study. The artist even faithfully presents such details as the lace on the curtains and the cracks on the walls, causing the viewer to hold their breath unconsciously, fearing that they might disturb the peaceful life in this small space. The European town square at the corner is even more exquisite. In a space of less than 1 square meter, the bumpy texture of the cobblestone road, the golden croissants in the bakery window, and the dynamic flow of the fountain in the center of the square are all frozen in the most vivid moments. I bent down to take a closer look and found that even the rust on the roadside mailbox was clearly visible. These miniature works not only test the artist's skills, but also challenge the viewer's patience and concentration. In this era of pursuit of big, pocket museums remind us that real shock often comes from the ultimate pursuit of details. When I left, I felt like Gulliver leaving Lilliput, looking back at the everyday world with a new perspective. Brought my mom here for Mother's Day and it was such a good experience. The museum is only 1 floor but we stayed for 2.5 hours, and honestly could have stayed longer but we were starting to get hungry. If you're a fan of miniatures, which me and my mom are, this place is amazing. I spent maybe 5 to 10 minutes on each display, dissecting all the tiny details. The gift shop was so dangerous to BC. It had all sorts of tiny trinkets at mostly reasonably prices. Would absolutely recommend. The museum tour was absolutely fantastic. The miniatures are breathtaking, so much detail and precision. In addition, the explanations written right next to them allow you to delve into the history and secrets of these mini pieces. I highly recommend it. And remember to get the museum passport, 30 Taiwan dollars, before entering in order to embellish it with magnificent ink stamps. I had a wonderful time at the Miniatures Museum of Taiwan. I spent 3 hours exploring the detailed and intricate displays, and I could have stayed longer if I didn't have other places to visit. The craftsmanship of the miniatures is truly impressive and a joy to see up close. However, the museum itself is quite small, and the layout can feel a bit cramped, especially with the dim lighting. It's easy to navigate and get through the exhibits quickly if you're short on time, but I recommend taking it slow to appreciate the details. Finding the location was straightforward with a bit of research beforehand. Overall, it's a unique and delightful experience for miniature and art enthusiasts alike. Had to find an activity for rainy day as we were here during the typhoon season. The museum had many displays from the 1900s and worth coming to take a look. Had to take some pictures to look like we are actually there in the model.